The Colorado Avalanche play a back-to-back on the road and take all 4 points, plus some breaking news that we have here, something new for you and the Locked On Podcast Network. We're going to talk about that on a new episode of Locked On Avalanche coming at you.
Your Locked On Avalanche, your daily podcast on the Colorado Avalanche. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Locked On Avalanche, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chris Maselli. Joining me as always, Mr. Zach Pearson. Thank you for tuning in, making it your first listen of the day, and for making the Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network in the country. All that's always appreciated. If you want to get in on our conversation and join our subtext, link is in the show notes below. You chat with us one-on-one. We get your opinion, everything Avalanche related, and share it on this very podcast. And I think I'm going to have to come up with a new intro starting tomorrow, maybe, Zach, because
I think so.
We're going to get to these 2 games because 2 more wins for the Avs, 4 more points in the tank, which is always good. But a new program that we have at Locked On is going live on Monday across the network. And if you subscribed and to Amazon, you knew that our ad-free shows were available through Amazon for the last 3 years. So that is no longer, if you were listening through that, and then all of a sudden about like a month or so ago, those episodes just stopped. There's a reason for that. And the reason is Locked On just decided to keep that in-house and do it ourselves. Why pay Amazon? So they don't need any more money. So they created a program, and we are calling it the Everydayers Club. You hear us talking about all the everydayers who listen every day. And that's what the name of this is. And there is 2 different tiers to the Everydayers Club. There is Everydayers Club, the members access level, and the Everydayers all access level. And we figured because it's just launching, why not kind of go through? We're not going to do this every episode just because this is fresh, new, and hot off the press. We'll kind of like go through what this all means. And if you want to sign up, please feel free. It's going to be fun. So the everydayer member level, that will be $5 a month. What you get at that level is the ad-free version of this podcast. You get an invite to the members only Locked On Everydayers Club Discord server. I've been asked, I can't tell you how many times over the past 6 years that I've been doing this show, when you get into Discord chat server, and it was just not up to me. And it is now happening. So you get that, you get exclusive access to national bonus shows. So we have it's kind of like our Sports Center. It's a Locked On Sports Today, where they just go over all of the big moments of the day or the day before. And have a podcast just for that. So it's kind of like your all-in-one inclusive all sports show. So that's Locked On Sports Today. You get access to that and all of the bonus shows that we do at Locked On, whether that is fantasy stuff or whatever special. They do a lot of specialty shows here. I don't know if people outside of listen to a lot of Locked On stuff outside of our show. Obviously, you will get access to those. And you get access to the Locked On merch store. The Locked On merch store is launching, everybody. Another thing that people have been wanting for a very long time. You're getting access to that. And if you're thinking like, well, I don't want to do $5 for every show that I listen to, because people listen to a lot of Locked On shows, you will get a 60% discount on extra shows. So whatever one you want first is $5, and you get 60% off for additional ones. Now, there is the Everydayer Club, the all access level. That is $15 a month. Yes.
The ad-free audio feed is compatible with Apple, Spotify, and all the other major podcast apps.
Yes.
So I've subscribed to a couple of podcasts in the past where it's like subscribe to get the ad-free but then you have to jump through a couple of hoops, or you have to install an application that allows you to listen to only the ad free.
Right.
And I've got my app that I use to listen to all my podcasts. You get to do that. You get to stick with your podcast app.
Right.
So I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought that was pretty awesome.
Exactly. Very good. Yep. So that is the member level, $5 a month. If you want the all access level, that is $15 a month. You get everything we just listed at the $5 a month level. Plus, you get regular all access episodes of Locked On Avalanche. So we are going to start doing extra things. I know, like I used to do those stat casts. I kind of stopped doing those, knowing that this was coming. So I'm going to start doing those more. I will be doing like goal breakdown episodes of just going over the day before, just specific like goals, really all of the goals, and have like a telestrator, kind of John Madden my way through that thing.
You got to marker the heck out of that.
Exactly. So we're going to do that. It's kind of fun thing. Like I plan on doing things just like recording while I'm in my car, just driving to work. Doing things like after games, just like a few minute clips for that. You have plans for your power rankings that you're going to be doing?
Yeah, weekly, but I'm going to power rank the whole league. And we're still going to continue doing so. If you're just the listener and you enjoy the power rankings on Monday with the average and our upcoming teams, we'll still do that. But I'm going to rank every team in a very, very unbiased and not completely burgundy colored glasses power rankings, where the Avs will be number 1 for probably the first 3 weeks.
Right. So just leave them at number 1. So really you're tuning in for 2 through 32.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're going to get extra shows, not 30 minutes in length. Maybe your power ranking one might be, but you're just going to get like extra all access shows of things like we were just mentioning. You get that. You hear us talk all the time about subtext and the people that are part of subtext. In the $15 a month level, subtext is a part of that. Now, if you are already in subtext and you just want to stay, because subtext is $5 a month. If you just want to stay there, you're fine. You can just sign up for subtext and just do that. You don't get all this extra stuff. But if you want to bump up to the $15, subtext is included in that. So you'll be involved in the subtext chat as well. You get a newsletter every day from us about the episode, what's in it, and then a link directly to the episode. So you'll get that sent to your email. And that Locked On merch store that we were talking about, you get a 15% discount at that merch store as well. So that's what you get in the $15 a month. And you can buy this. You can either do it monthly, or they do the thing where if you want to buy it yearly, you get a little bit of a discount if you want to go that route. Whatever one is fine. And for anybody that's considering doing this anyway, it's massive that you're even considering doing this. It's a big thank you. And we're going to have a lot of fun with it. There's going to be a lot of things coming your way. And then we can always add things to it as well.
Yeah.
If you feel like, hey, like this might be fun to do this, we'll just incorporate it. And if you're at the $15 level, you get all that excess stuff. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, and like the Discord server is going to be great because you guys get to interact with us a lot more directly. Subtext is awesome. I definitely enjoy using that and everything. The Discord will help with a little bit quicker kind of back and forth and interacting with each other as the fans as well. Right. The Discord server is going to help do that too. So all of this is going to be really fun. Definitely go check it out if you like. As you're listening to this today, you haven't heard about it before right now. So right now is the best time to go check it out.
I know. So the link for that is it's going to be in the show notes. You can also go to lockedonpodcast.com and then find our show, and that link is in there as well. I'm going to put it up on our social media accounts and things, so you'll be able to find it. Or if you can't find it for whatever reason, just send me a direct message or email or whatever, and you want to sign up for it. But it's kind of like the next iteration of where Locked On is going, and the Discord thing is going to be fun. Yeah. And but like I said, with the subtext, that's still just individual one-on-one. Like that's the fun part of subtext. That's just like texting back and forth, you and me, you know what I mean? Like that's what we do. And then the Discord kind of opens it up a little bit more. I've been waiting for Discord because I use Twitter. I hate it, but I use it. So I'm kind of hoping the Discord kind of takes my efforts away a little bit from Twitter. I'll never stop using Twitter because it's a machine, but it's so toxic over
it's
there.
Ingrained itself. It is toxic. It's all social media ends up that way. But Discord I actually do really like the Discord communities that I'm in. They've all been great, and I can't wait to see how this one goes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, if you do end up signing up for it, a massive thank you in advance. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So why don't we get our first break in, and then we come back. We'll talk about this weekend that the Avalanche sweep the back-to-back. The one game I was at was phenomenal. A great ending, I should say. It was a good game. Started off a little bit, but the way it ended, and then that MacKinnon goal, phenomenal. And then a nice game in Philly. So let's get a break in. We'll kind of reset, and we'll talk about the weekend that was. Do that next. First, let's hear from Gametime. The World Cup is coming back to North America for the first time since 1994. When were you born, Zach?
91.
You were a mere 3
years old.
So you don't even remember it.
Not a clue. Not even remotely.
With 48 teams for the first time ever, it's going to be massive. And let's be honest, getting tickets is usually the hardest part. That's why the Gametime app is very clutch, finally giving fans a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats. With Gametime, you can track price drops in real time and get alerts when great seats open and buy tickets the moment they hit the app. It puts the power back in your hands and makes going to the World Cup realistic instead of impossible. So take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets. Every match, concert, or event is available at Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app, make an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go with Gametime. Also brought to you by Doer and the Doer pants and clothing. The holidays are here, and this year we are not stressing about what to wear because we'll be wearing our Doers. And if you're asking, did I wear my Doers the entire weekend trip in New York City? 100% yes. That is a 100% yes.
Perfect.
It was
they're so comfortable.
Yeah, they are. They literally, and I bring the shirt that I wore as well? Yes, I did. And did I wear it when we went out to dinner? Yes, I did. It was a Doer weekend for the Maselli household over here. So Doer denim and lifestyle apparel is engineered for movement and versatility. And when you're walking dozens of blocks in New York City, you need that movement and versatility. So they invented the original performance denim, and they give the best of both worlds, combining classic jeanswear style with the kind of comfort and performance you get from athletic wear. It's time for you to experience the comfort of Doer. You know that you're going to love these, so pick up a pair for yourself or as an amazing holiday gift, and you can check out the Doer store right in Denver. They're at 2621
Larimer
Street. Mention the promo code LOCKEDONDenver in store to get 15% off of your first order, or you can check them out online at shopdoer.com. That's shopdoer.com/LockedOnDenver, and you can get that 15% off online as well. That's shopdoer.com/LockedOnDenver. Go check them out today. Road back-to-backs in general, nobody likes them, but you got to play them. And the Avs had a road back-to-back in New York and then Philly, and they win both. What'd you think? Just overall consensus of the weekend.
Like you said, road back-to-backs are never ideal. They're like a home and home's bad enough. 2 home back-to-backs is bad enough, but 2 on the road is brutal. And then you're going to top that off by having Mackenzie Blackwood start in net for both games. And when they announced that this morning, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Who was it on Vegas for the outdoor game with MacKinnon coming at him? I can't think of who it was. But that was what went through my mind right then. It was, oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Blackwood played great. Both games ended up being
Petrangelo. Was it Petrangelo?
I think it was.
I think it was Petrangelo. Right. Yeah, yeah,
right. Both games ended up being pretty good. Like you were saying, the New York game, especially the first period, was a bit of a slog. That was not the most fun hockey to watch. But then the second and thirds were definitely a lot more fun. And we can wax poetic for hours on that Nathan MacKinnon goal.
Oh,
we just like with the Everydayer Club, we might just put up an episode of just us talking about that goal for 2 or 3 hours straight. Probably won't, but we could because it was so amazing. And then to come in today and go into Philly and end up beating the Flyers, you give up the 2 goals. And honestly, I mean, Blackwood, being a professional goaltender, probably wants those back, but they were both pretty good goals. The one deflection wide and the Konechny goal was just like props to him.
Nice.
Give round of applause because he totally sold that and made Blackwood bite.
Yeah.
But to play the way they did, they let up not a ton of shots. They were pretty aggressive overall. The third period was a little tense and hang on there for sure. They looked maybe a little tired. They looked and Philadelphia Philadelphia wanted that, but you held on and you went through it. And so I mean, you can't be happier with this road trip than how it turned out.
Yeah, I mean, you had the game in Long Island, which wasn't your best game, and that's what I always say. Like, if you're a good team, you're gonna lose games. How do you turn around and respond to those? And when you have a back-to-back, you're not. First of all, you didn't want to start off a 4-game road trip with a loss. You never want to do that.
No.
And then because what happened? Now you're turning around. You're like, okay, we got 1 day off. Now we got a back-to-back. And you go into New York City, and that, like, the first MacKinnon goal, when he batted it into the net, I was right. That's the end of the ice that I was on, and I had a pretty good look at it. Like, and it. What are the talking points like on the broadcast about it? Because it genuinely did not look like it was. And going to MSG is fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a great arena. It's a great crowd. As long as you're not the New Jersey Devils, they leave you alone. So you didn't get ribbing or anything like that. They don't care about the Avalanche. So, but they don't show anything on the Jumbotron. They were not showing anything. And then, so you had that one. And then the vantage point I had, I could see straight down the ice to where it looked like they were playing that puck with a high stick.
Panarin played it twice with a high stick. Oh my gosh, that goal should not have counted.
So that's the thing. Like when the goals finally scored, and there's like just a delay on the ice. Nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it looks like to me that it was I'm like, if they're checking something, it's that. And again, they never showed anything on the board. And I get it. If it's something that's going to affect their team, they're not going to show it on the Jumbotron. But they didn't even show the MacKinnon one. The MacKinnon high stick. So I did. I have a group chat with a couple of my friends. They are hardcore Ranger fans. And they said the MacKinnon one, definitely not. The Panarin one, they said was close, but they said it was that kind of thing where it's like, they're not going to overturn that.
So here's where, and this was the best explanation I saw. I want to say it was a user on Twitter, and I don't remember exactly who it was. I think Dario, but either way, he says maybe it was not overturned because it bounces off of, was it Kiviranta's helmet? And so technically, after being played with the high stick, it was an Avalanche player who touched it next. So maybe that's not why it's a stoppage. That's the only explanation I've found that I can accept in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Because I am of the mindset that if it's the first period in a 0-0 game and it's a call that you make, then you have to make that call at the end of the game regardless. Because if it's the rules, it's the rules. And I stand by that with what I believe to be the dumbest penalty in the NHL of a delay a game. I accidentally threw it over the glass.
Right.
I think that's dumb, but they call it because you have to. That is the rule. So all of that just kind of drives me, like, that whole situation drove me nuts. If they didn't call it because of the situation, boo. If they didn't call it because technically it's correct because it went off of an Avalanche player's helmet before it was played by the Rangers again, fine. But that looked to me like played with a high stick for sure. The MacKinnon one, it's very easy. You can tell without a doubt his stick was below the crossbar. That's
and
so
it looked like it was.
Panarin basically, like, had he gone just a little bit further, he would have hit Kiwi right in the nose. And Kiwi is like 6'2" when he's not wearing skates. He's definitely above that post or that crossbar. So, oof, I don't know. That one was rough, but
I was curious to see what they were saying, like on the broadcast about both of those. But
to be fair, I was watching the altitude broadcast, and so of course Mosier and Riker, they are the most unbiased broadcast game in the entire NHL, and much like me, totally call things completely down the middle with no bias whatsoever.
None.
So they were 100%. They were totally on top of that.
I did watch as soon as I got out of the arena, fired up my phone because I wanted to hear his call on that MacKinnon goal, because I said that was at the other end of the ice. But again, like where I was kind of like kitty corner, like in the off to the side of the goalie. So I could see him just pull that puck back. And it was just like, oh my God, that went in.
Yep.
And it, like, there was a good amount of Avalanche fans in Ranger territory. There were like Avalanche fans showed up. Avalanche fans showed up. I'm proud of them. And there were some like right in front of me. So yeah, it wasn't like I was on my own little. It was me and my wife. We were not on our own little island. Like we were able to celebrate with some Avalanche fans, which is always nice to do. But man, that goal was just a thing of beauty. And he had the line that nobody likes in overtime out there when it happened.
Yep.
With MacKinnon and Natchez out there at the same time. But wow. All you can say to stuff like that is wow. Very few people can. I mean, a lot of guys can do that like toe drag thing, but to get that much lift and just put it in that little corner above Shesterkin's shoulder, that's the difficult part of what made that so pretty. Yeah, the toe drag guys can do that. Not easily. I'm not saying like it's just so easy, but and maybe it's a little bit easier when it's 3-on-3. You have a little bit more ice to play with. But wow, the
separation
is unbelievable
that he got to though on the Ranger player, because the Rangers player that was on him, I don't remember who it was, but he was right there on him, and then he makes that nice little hit the brakes, turn around, and then get to the center of the ice. He creates so much space right there. John Michael Lyles had a great breakdown of that today on Sunday before the Flyers game. Such a good breakdown, such a good point on how much space Nathan MacKinnon creates there. I got to shout out my friend Tommy, who sent me a text yesterday afternoon, evening, and he says, I'm going to clean up a little bit of the language because Tommy was excited still.
Tommy's one of those guys.
He's very pumped up, and
he's a trucker.
Love Tommy dearly.
Yeah.
Looking back at the OT goal, Nate making Borgen lose himself. Shesterkin looking for the puck like it didn't actually go in, celebrating beautiful. Crazy hard in front of the linesman that called him offsides just a few minutes before. Yeah. All of it is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And he's so right, because, and two, that Nathan MacKinnon was not offside when they called that offside. No. He had possession of the puck. That's an onside play.
Yep.
And I really, though, thank you, linesman, because that's not a guaranteed goal. It's a great opportunity, but it's not a guaranteed goal. And all you did is you lit a fuse on Nathan MacKinnon. And you turned on Angry Nate with that fuse. And so he does everything he does right there. And when he roofed that, man, MacKinnon sellies when he's mad too. Oh, I love him. His face is just, it's so intense. Oh, it's so good.
The Shesterkin looking both ways, over his shoulders. I get it, dude. I do the same thing.
Yep.
But I think he was just amazed that puck went in. I mean, everybody was, but he probably felt like he had pretty good position on him.
And he did.
But him looking one way, then looking the other way, and then he went off the ice, kind of slammed his stick, and he hates to lose that guy's game. And then Mike Sullivan after the game, I don't know if you saw any of his comments. He just had nothing but glowing things to say about the Avalanche and like Nathan MacKinnon. He actually said Nathan MacKinnon reminds him of Sidney Crosby, which, you know, he coached Crosby for, you know, his entire career. So Sullivan's career. But like he just went on and on about how great the Avalanche are. And I'm like, bro, like you're going to get fired from the Rangers with how much you're going on about this. It was like, but at the same time, it's like teams know. Teams know there is no weaknesses to this team. Okay, fine. You want to talk about the power play? No, you want to talk about the power play? 1 for 2 against Philly.
Against Philly, they did.
Yeah.
And let's definitely hit on that because that is a point for the next one for sure.
So we're talking about that. We're going to do our players of the game too for each of these games. And the one guy we haven't we mentioned him, but played the back-to-back in goal, and I thought he was great in Philly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Mackenzie Blackwood as well. We'll do all that next. Going to hear from FanDuel. NFL Sundays move fast, and one big play, and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. And with FanDuel, you can place live bets on the action as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Every time the Broncos don't go for a field goal for some reason on 4th down and then give the ball back to the Raiders, who kick an unexpected field goal as time. Explain that to me, sir. What went on there?
I have no idea. The only thing I can figure is Las Vegas wanted to kick the field goal and then get an onside kick maybe really, really quickly. It wasn't going to happen. I know that game was over.
Return the onside kick.
I actually love Sean Payton's decision to go for it there when you're up by 10, because if you make that first down, then it's guaranteed done. They have zero chance. If you for some reason miss the field goal, then you're in the same position. Exactly. And so I don't have a problem with Sean Payton's decision. All I know is the Broncos and the Avalanche both now have 10-game winning streaks in the 25-26 season. So, I can't be anything other than elated.
How's that feel, Nick Wright? So if you want to be in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com, your place for NFL live bets all season long. That's FanDuel. The game moves fast, and so can you. All right, so we want to talk about the power play. As went 1 for 2 on the power play, and that looked okay.
7% conversion rate on the power play on the road going into this game against the Flyers.
Okay,
and then you convert 1 for 2.
Sure.
Would I have loved 2 power play goals? 100% I would have.
Right.
See what I did there? 2 for 2, 100%.
Oh, you're so creative.
No, so I think 1 for 2, though, getting 50% of them is huge for this team, because there is just something wrong.
It's got to get going with it.
Right. There has to be. And so it's really big to score that goal. I love the fact that was the Brock Nelson goal. Brock Nelson up in front in the dirty area, playing the puck, doing everything. And he's been such a strong piece of this team for the last month and a half. He turned it on. Not that he wasn't a good piece earlier, and I don't want people to think that I didn't appreciate what he's brought to the team so far, but my goodness, in the last 4 to 6 weeks, he's just suddenly turned it up. And then another goal today down in the greasy area is huge. It was great. Yeah.
He's been solid. Mackenzie Blackwood got the back-to-back starts, which was a little bit surprising. I thought they would just turn to Trent Miner regardless if Wedgwood wasn't ready to go. And then when you get to the back-to-back, you're like, okay, well then what is really wrong with Wedgwood? But they did send Miner back, I think, after the game against Philly. So you would think Wedgwood is, could he be in the starter's net for this? God, you're playing a back-to-back. I know you have a day off. At the least, he's okay enough to be the backup.
Yeah.
So whatever was ailing him, he's good enough to at least, in the least, be a backup. So we'll see where that goes.
Not to put down an opponent too much, but I feel like Nashville's probably a good team to get back into the groove after missing a couple of games too.
Not the worst. Yeah.
So I could see him playing as long as he's healthy. I could also see him be in the backup. We'll see how he's feeling, what Bednar thinks, and we'll go from there. It did make me feel better to see Trent Miner sent back down. No offense, Trent Miner.
No, exactly.
Not saying anything bad. Just saying, thank goodness that probably means Wedgwood is okay.
But for Blackwood, the 2 goals that you got was one shot was going 3 feet wide. That just, it's a ridiculous, but credit to them tip that you're just not going to stop. And then a breakaway goal. And, that's a nice goal too. So, those are the 2 goals that they got.
Good. It was such a good move. Konechny's move was so good there. You have to give him credit for that.
Sure.
Blackwood played it, I thought, pretty well, but then he bought on the move, which you're kind of in a toss-up there. Do I play like he's going to drag it over to the side, or do I stay in position like he's going to shoot it from right there? Mm-hmm. He made his choice. He played it. It's I take it like a penalty shot in soccer. Like, it's 50-50 chance. I'm going to go this way, and hopefully that's the way that you decide to shoot. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and Konechny gets the goal.
Which is why soccer is terrible. But, on top of that, like he had the, you have, for all argument's sake, the best penalty shooter in the history of the league in Trevor Zegras, taking a penalty shot, which 2 things. I didn't think it deserved to be a penalty shot.
Nope.
He didn't have separation from Nathan MacKinnon.
Not at all.
But MacKinnon played that terribly.
Oh,
I don't know why. Like, just catch up to him. Like, you had some speed, you had some momentum. Just catch up to him. But I don't think that was a penalty shot. Like, there's got to be separation for that to happen, and there was none. But penalty shots are fun, and you don't see them a lot. And the history of Zegras in penalty shots is well known. He is aces when it comes to them. And he didn't really do too much. It was kind of just, they did the slow moving thing and then picked up speed at the end and then just fired a shot. Like, he didn't do any dangle or anything like that, or any deeps or anything. So, Blackwood stops that. And then Philly themselves, and I didn't know this, they have the 3rd most comebacks, so hold on. They're the most 3rd period comebacks in the league. And they're very good at 3rd period. I think they're 3rd in the league at scoring goals in the 3rd period. And you saw them do, like,
oh my
God, they flipped a switch in the 3rd period. And if I'm a Philly fan, I'm like, where was that for 60 minutes? Because that was crazy. That was a completely different. It's like a bunch of guys changed uniforms and the real Philly Flyers came out in the 3rd period.
Agreed.
Because they dominated that period, and the Avalanche, and I don't want to hear, it was the back-to-back for the Avalanche. Sure, maybe that plays a role, but not to that extreme. Not to a 13-3 shot on goal rate in favor of Philly. And the Avalanche had to do everything they could to hang on, and Mackenzie Blackwood is the biggest reason why they won that game from beginning to end. He was great.
100%. I mean, you can't really argue much else outside of that. Blackwood played spectacular, especially for it being his 2nd game. And I agree. Like, you could definitely point to the Avs might be tired on the 2nd game of a back-to-back in the 3rd period. But the Flyers have 11 3rd period comebacks this year, is the stat that they showed on Altitude. That's,
you got to know,
that's huge.
Yeah.
Like, so they're very clearly good at turning it on. And your point is exactly the same thing I was going to make. If I'm a Philadelphia fan, I am saying, where the heck is this in the first 2 periods of every game?
Right.
Like, how can you play this way for 1 period and not the first 2? Because if you just do it for maybe 2 of the 3, you're going to be a lot better.
Unreal. So that, I mean, it was a little bit scary. It was a little bit scary in the end there. And I was like, that in New York, they got that goal in the last minute. And I'm like, this is going to be a back-to-back where, the home team scores a goal in the last minute twice to tie it up to go to overtime. but they hung on to that one. So they get all 4 points. Get some separation from the Dallas Stars, who there's some social media out there that was like, oh, they're only 1 point behind the Avs. Failed to mention they have 2 games in hand, the Avalanche do, but here we go. But anyway, all right, why don't we'll pick our players of the game for each of these games, and then we'll do our sound check and wrap this thing up. So we'll start with the Ranger game, obviously. That was the first one. If you're looking back at that one, who would you think was your player of the game for that one?
So the obvious choice for that one, I'm actually not going to go with. I'm going to go with Sam Malinsky for that game, because I thought he had a spectacular game. He only really had the 1 assist, right? He wasn't on the score sheet that much, but I thought he played an excellent game. And really, I would pick that whole line because I like Sam Girard in that game too. I thought both of them played great, but Malinsky was he played very smart, very good hockey. He's got this awesome offensive sense, but he's so good on defense at the same time. He's grown into such a good player, and I thought he showcased almost all of his skills in that game. He just looked fantastic. So that's my choice for the Ranger game.
It was fun to see that shot in person. He just fires it. Not only his, Brent Burns. The Brent Burns shot is just so deceiving, and it's just a laser.
Yeah,
it just comes off the stick differently. But those 2 guys, it was just fun to watch them take shots. It just is. So I'm fine with that. I got to go with the obvious for the Ranger game. When you pull a move like that, and you have the 2 goals, for me, it's Nathan MacKinnon. So I have to go that route. And kind of the same for the Philly game. I can't go on and on about how Mackenzie Blackwood played and not give him the player of the game for me in that one. So those are my 2.
Which is more than fair. For the Ranger, for the Flyer game, I have to go with Val. Big Val played a spectacular game through this one.
Yeah.
His goal, oh my goodness, that was a one-timer, but it was also a wrist shot. Like, how do you even do that?
Beautiful.
And to rip it the way he did, he's been so good on the forecheck, so good just pressuring opposing teams.
Yep.
He's playing well across the board, and I thought he had a really good game today. So I had to give it to Val. And I think Blackwood's, like you said, he's kind of the correct choice. That was such a good game.
Great performance.
That's asking a lot of him, and to play that well and make the save against Zegras, go for it.
Because you could have just said, hey, we're going to play minor. We're in a fine position points-wise in the standings. We're okay. We can afford to put in our AHL guy. Wouldn't be the worst thing for him to get some NHL minutes. Why not?
At all.
But, Bednar thinks differently. So
and Blackwood was up to the task.
He was, And then for our sound check, this is where we pick 1 song each that summarizes the most recent game. In this case, it's going to be for the weekend, and put these songs up on a playlist over on Spotify and on YouTube Music. Search for LOA Soundcheck Volume number 5 is where these songs go. So what do you got for you? I did the weekend. I'm assuming you did the weekend as well.
Yep.
Not the artist.
True.
Just
although much to the disappointment of my daughter, it is not the weekend that I chose. So what I went with is the Avs as a whole. The disposition of the Avalanche is very bright and very happy. And with the second win being in Philadelphia, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a great show. And so I went with Sunny Disposition by Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay. I love it. I mean, when you mentioned Always Sunny is just one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm sure it is for a lot of people.
It's ridiculous, but it's so funny.
So good. So I'm glad we got a Always Sunny reference in on the episode, and then referencing that with the Avenged Sevenfold, it just goes hand in hand. It's beautiful. Wonderful.
Worked for me. Yep.
I'm going simple. It was a great weekend. I haven't listened to this band in a long time. Hard-Fi. I put another Hard-Fi song on another volume. They have a song called Hard to Beat, which I put up. But I'm not doing that one. This one is simply called Living for the Weekend.
Good.
2 weekend games. You win them both. You got to pick a song that's talking about the weekend. Hard-Fi. Name of the album is Stars of CCTV. Song is Living for the Weekend.
Perfect.
It's a banger. You'll love it. So go check those out on the The LOA sound check.
Good playlist. Like, this is just a great one to throw on.
Oh, dude, just put it on, hit random if you want, and just do some chores around the house or whatever you want to do. It's just,
replace a faucet in your kitchen like I had to this weekend.
Exactly. Beautiful. So, all right. So we will be back tomorrow. We'll probably do our power rankings and averages for who they're playing for this week. So we'll do that tomorrow, and anything else that's happening in Avalanche Nation, we'll be talking about it on tomorrow's episode. So be sure to tune into that one. But for this one, thank you for tuning in, making it your first listen of the day. That is always appreciated. He is Mr. Zach Pearson. I am Chris Maselli. This is Locked On Avalanche podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow, where you will have made it through another 24 hours, where Sidney Crosby is that much closer to being the Colorado Avalanche.